Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to Stoner Detectives. Today I will be discussing the case of Kendrick Johnson. This case is one of our first cases that we covered here in Stoner Detectives, and I have recently heard of an update on the case, so I want to discuss that with you guys. So on January 11th of 2013, this is how old the case is, you guys. 2013, the body of Kendrick Johnson was discovered, rolled up head first in a wrestling mat in the gym of Lowdnes High School, located in Valdesto, Georgia. An autopsy performed by the GBI stated that Johnson had died from positional asphyxia. The investigators quickly ruled the death an accident. An independent autopsy ordered by the family suggested KJ had traces of, wait a second. So the family ordered an independent autopsy, and it suggested that KJ had traces of blunt force trauma to the neck, and findings concluded that the death was not an accident. Then there was a second autopsy performed, and it revealed that KJ's organs were missing, you guys. They exhumed his body and performed a second autopsy, and therein discovered his organs were missing. Okay. And his body was stuffed in newspapers. Okay. As a result of the numerous suspicions involving Kendrick's death, the family filed a wrongful death suit, which was later dismissed. The media push and Kendrick's documentary being released, the case was officially reopened as of March of 2021. And there has been there's been movement in the case, and I want to bring you the latest updates. Before that, I want to share my screen. Let's revisit this case, okay? If you have not heard of Kendrick Johnson, I am here to spread awareness of this case. And of course, I'm just going to lay out all of the facts that we have in this case, and you make your own judgment. Again, the family is still suing and fighting for justice for their son. Okay, so let's share the CNN. We're going to share the CNN footage. Which they covered this case just as a refresher. And then after this footage, I will go over the latest updates. This is 6 minutes long with Anderson Cooper. Let's get started here. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Exclusive investigation into the death of Kendrick Johnson. Specifically, what school surveillance video can tell us about how he died and what's missing from it? Again, here's Victor Blackwell.
CNN has hired Grant Fredericks and his team at Forensic Video Solutions to analyze the...
Let's see when this was aired. This was aired, wow, 12 years ago. I mean, this is an old case. Okay, let's go.
Hundreds of hours of surveillance from Lowdnes High School. Although he does not believe the jumpy video is the result of editing. CNN has hired Grant Fredericks and his team at Forensic Video Solutions to analyze the hundreds of hours of surveillance from Lowdnes High School. Although he does not believe the jumpy video is the result of editing, he says there are some other major problems.
Those files are not original files. They're not something that an investigator should rely on.
Listen to this. Here's an expert reviewing the footage from the school, from the high school, and he's basically admitting that these are not original files. Okay. January 10th, 2013, 1:15 p.m.
On for the truth of the video. They've been altered in a number of ways, primarily in image quality and likely in dropped information loss. There are also a number of files that are corrupted because they've not been processed correctly and they're not playable. So I can't say why they were done that way, but they were not done correctly and they were not done thoroughly. So we're missing information.
Frederick says that's like.
So it looks like from this expert, he is claiming these files are not originals. They may have been altered. Yeah, after looking into the Idaho 4 case, I mean, these videos, this is so easily. I mean, now we're finding out that how easily these videos can be altered. Remember, look at back then, 2013. I mean, could you imagine?
Due to how
there was nothing available back then to be able to decipher whether or not. I mean, technology has changed. So I'm hoping that something can come out of this footage. If I don't know if they're able to prove that this footage was manipulated, that would be huge for the investigation.
How investigators acquired the surveillance video.
Right now, what they've done is they have left it up to the school district to define what it is they want to provide the police. And I think that probably is a mistake.
According to Lowndes County Sheriff's Office incident reports, a detective watched a portion of the surveillance video the day Kendrick Johnson was found. Then he asked the school board's information technology worker for a copy of the surveillance video for the entire wing of the school with the old gym for the last 48 hours. 5 days later, that IT worker provided a hard drive, and according to the incident report, the detective verified it contained the requested surveillance video.
So the investigator's responsibility is to acquire the entire digital video recording system and then have their staff define what they want to obtain. You don't want somebody who might be party to the responsibility to make the decision as to what they provide the police.
According to this, the school provided the authorities what they wanted to provide. It should be the other way around.
And after hours of analysis, Fredericks questions whether Lowndes County Schools provided all of the surveillance video from the old gym to investigators.
There is a hole of time where none of the cameras provide any record that I've been provided.
Fredericks has all the camera angles and all the video released by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office.
There are 4 cameras in the gym that records motion from when the lights turn on in the morning until when the lights are turned off at night, except for the area of interest.
The moments before Kendrick Johnson enters the...
Could you imagine? Could you imagine there's footage missing? I mean, if this is not... This is what I'm saying about these cases. They lack transparency. How are we supposed to believe law enforcement in this case when they're literally stating that there's footage missing? Same with Idaho 4. How are we supposed to believe law enforcement is not corrupt if there's footage missing?
The gym. Look at what happens to the recordings from these 4 cameras in the gym.
Check this out.
The time is recorded with the video. The first camera captures images from the start of the day until 12:04 p.m. Then nothing. It picks up again at 1:09 p.m.
Can you imagine? There's a whole hour of footage missing. There's a whole hour of footage missing. How is this fair? How are we supposed to believe that a legit investigation, a legit legitimate investigation took place here. Unbiased, legitimate investigation took place here if we have footage missing. Can someone explain that?
There's consistent surveillance from the second camera until 11:05 a.m. Then it stops and picks up again more than 2 hours later at 1:15 p.m.
Imagine.
The third camera also drops at 11:05 a.m. It picks up again at 1:16 p.m. And from the final camera, there's surveillance until 12:04 p.m., no recording for more than an hour. Then it picks up again at 1:09.
So this is where they found poor Kendrick Johnson's body in the gym, rolled up in a mat. Right here. This is the crime scene. So you're literally telling me that 2 cameras, there's a whole hour footage missing from 2 cameras, and the other 2 cameras, they're actually, in fact, there's more than an hour missing here. There's 2 hours missing.
p.m.
I would absolutely expect there to be some record of that activity, and we don't have any here.
Here's why Fredericks would have expected the motion-activated system to record during that time. During that hour and 5 minutes, several students are seen walking into and out of.
They tried, their excuse was, or their defense was, well, the cameras are motion detected. So apparently within this time frame, there was no one at the gym. Yeah, well, except hear this from this expert.
Of the old gym from the surveillance camera just outside the gym door. We count 7 male students, and 3 of them walk into the gym within 3 minutes prior to Kendrick Johnson walking in.
Boom. Within that time frame, there's 7 students that walk into that gym. So you can take your motion detector bullshit, roll it up, and stick it up you know where.
I can't tell you whether there was no information recorded in the digital video system, or whether somebody made an error and didn't capture it, or whether somebody just didn't provide it.
When surveillance in the gym resumes at 1:09, we see just these few frames of Kendrick Johnson running in the gym. Here's that moment from all of the cameras in the gym, although there's a record from only 2, and the camera just outside the door.
So
notice.
So where did all the students go? Where did all those group of kids go? Why do we only see Kendrick?
The hall camera timestamp appears to be 10 minutes behind, and there's no confirmation either time matches the exact time of day. It is the last time his image is captured on.
Where did all the students go? They walked into the gym right before 1 p.m. We see it in the other camera.
On video. For the next hour, there are multiple gaps in the video surveillance in the gym.
And that is crucial. It's a really important time.
Well, it really is the only option to answer the question, really what happened.
And there's no video showing the.
Look at this. This is horrific. This is horrific. Come on. No. How does this young man pass away in here from, how does he pass away like this? No.
Initial discovery of a body in the gym. The next time we see Kendrick Johnson is the following day when he's being wheeled out of the gym in a body bag.
Do you believe it's a coincidence that that time period in the gym is missing?
Oh boy. Investigators are always suspicious and should be suspicious. And it's suspicious that that time period is not there. So yes, I would be suspicious.
Absolutely. And 100%. I'm backing up the family. I am backing up this family because I would be suspicious too. We need answers. The family wants answers. It's been way too long. Excuse me.
And until I have the digital video system in my hand, until I can say, or an investigator can say, everything is intact, this was what's recorded, I would still be highly suspicious of this.
So after fighting for months on a city street corner and in the county courthouse to get the surveillance video, Kendrick Johnson's parents still do not know who was in the gym before Kendrick ran in, nor who, if anyone, was there or what happened in those moments after.
Victor Blackwell.
Okay.
Gym is missing.
I
Wheeled out of the gym in a body bag.
you guys.
10 minutes behind, and there's no confirmation either.
I need to go back to this.
When surveillance in the gym resumes and
out.
picks up again,
Check
4 p.m.
this
The
out.
area of interest.
There
The
is
Decision.
footage.
There is a
of
whole of
kids
time where
entering.
none of the cameras provide
There's
any
footage
record
of kids
that I've
entering
been
the
provided.
gym.
Fredericks has
Watch.
all the camera angles and all the video released by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office.
Ready?
There are 4 cameras in the gym that records motion from when the lights turn on in the morning until when the lights are turned off at night, except for the area of interest.
The moments before Kendrick Johnson
Okay.
enters
See that? You see that kid entering before him? Let's play that again. Watch.
Johnson
Boom. Okay.
enters the gym. Look at
Okay.
what happens to the recordings from these 4 cameras in the gym.
Where's the kid with the red? He walked behind the kid with the red shirt. Where is he?
From these 4 cameras in the gym, the time, the moments
Ready? Look at this, you guys. Do you see this? Okay. Watch.
before Kendrick Johnson enters the
See that? Something happening here.
gym. Look at what happens to the recordings from these 4 cameras in the gym. The time is recorded with the video. The first camera captures images from the start of the day.
He's running alone. No, this can't be. No,
It is captured on
he's
video.
not alone here.
For the next hour, there are multiple gaps in the video surveillance in the gym.
Okay, I have
our
more.
questions from the attorney
Who is this kid? Who is this kid?
for the sheriff's office, but we have received
There's that
a
same
response
kid
from the
again.
attorney for the
There's that
questions from
same
the
kid
attorney for
again.
the sheriff's
The red shirt.
office, but we have received a response from the attorney for the school district. No comment. Although
There's
that
no comment. These two were waiting for Kendrick. These two. There's more clear footage out there. Okay.
attorney has said
I'm
that
going to share that with you guys. Okay. This was just a refresher of his case. Now, let me stop sharing and go to the next thing. Okay. Stop sharing. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today on this nice Sunday afternoon. Okay. So I'm going to share the latest news. Okay. Here we go. Bear with me, share screen. There we go. Okay, here we go. Authorities fabricated their reports. This was published March 29th by Carlos Miller. I'm sorry, March 19th, updated March 20th. Thank you for this article. Let's take a look at what the latest is on this case. Thank you guys for joining. Hit the like, subscribe, and share this. I want this story to go out to as many people as possible. I want his case to kind of, I want to revive this case, you know, so that family can have some support, okay? So it was January 11, 2013, when a Black teen named Kendrick Johnson was found dead inside a rolled up mat in his high school gym in South Georgia under mysterious circumstances. A death was determined by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations to have been accidental suffocation. Excuse me. But a second autopsy conducted by a private doctor through the family determined that the 17-year-old high school student was killed by blunt force trauma, okay, possibly murdered, which contradicted the initial autopsy report stating that he was suffocated, okay? So then a third independent autopsy report was done by the government, and Johnson's parents, Kenneth and Jacqueline Johnson, began a legal battle against local, state, and federal officials, accusing the government entities through lawsuits of conspiring to cover up their son's murder, only to see their lawsuits dismissed. There's Kendrick, there's their parents. The latest lawsuit to be dismissed was on March 2nd. This was the most recent one, when U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, the judge was Sarah Elizabeth Garty, dismissed the lawsuit against the GBI and the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office. Okay, so they were directly suing the GBI and the Sheriff's Office. From my experience with the GBI, they've also covered and they investigated the case of Tamla Horsford, who I also believe in that case there is foul play, and honestly, they did a horrible, horrendous job. So I do not trust the GBI in this case. The family responded by filing a $10 billion lawsuit in the same court the following day. So they went ahead and filed in another lawsuit against Judge Garty, as well as another judge, Leigh Martin May. The initial judge, who had initially dismissed the lawsuit only for an appeals court to reverse her decision after the family accused her of bias. Judge May then recused herself and was replaced by Judge Garty, who also dismissed the case and is now also being accused of bias. Oh Lord. So the new lawsuit now accuses the two federal judges of conspiring with local, state, and federal agencies to cover up their son's murder. Again, the same accusations, right? The defendants instead joined the conspiracy using their official positions as presiding U.S. District Court judges acting under color of law, providing aid, comfort, and relief to indicted felons, thereby violating the Johnsons' constitutionally protected rights, further highlighting defendant LMM and defendant SEG being joined at the hip with and members of racketeering influence corrupt organization that covered up the murder of Kendrick Johnson. Whoa, they are not messing around, you guys. Wow. The Johnson family is also appealing the latest dismissal in the hopes of one day presenting their case to a jury of their peers. That's what we want. We want a fair trial. We want a fair trial. I feel like this case was not properly investigated, you know? Facial bruises and lacerations to ear, lip, and knuckles. How do you explain that? How do you explain blunt force trauma? And how are you you suffocated in this mat. So then how do you explain the bruising? You know, the initial report written by emergency medical technicians on the day Johnson's body was discovered inside the mat at Lowdnes High School in Valdesto cited bruising noted to the right jaw. It seems like he got into a fight, you guys. There was bruising to the right jaw and superficial abrasions on KJ's right wrist, his right wrist, and finger on his left hand. Dude, come on. He was probably fighting. He probably got beat up, you guys. This isn't right. How is this just? How is this fair for this family? According to the lawsuits, that was dismissed. That was what they're claiming. It's written on the lawsuits. Okay. The condition of the body when discovered was in a pool of blood, facial bruises and lacerations to the ear, lip, and knuckles. Okay. I mean, come on. Why is he in a pool of blood if he suffocated? There's no explanation for that. The lawsuit also stated that Kendrick Johnson's shoulder width was 19 inches. Oh, I'm going to show you a video. His shoulders are 19 inches, but the width of the opening of the mat was 14 inches wide. So if he's going to actually fall into the mat, which I don't see that happening, because I mean, the mat would, I just got to show you. I got to show you pictures of it because it's not making sense how they're saying their story is that he fell into the mat and suffocated in there head first. So, but how is that possible if his shoulder width is 19 inches and the mat is 14 inches? How? It's physically impossible. That's what they're saying. The claim also accused Dr. Marianne. Oh, let me guess, another medical examiner that's paid off. Another medical examiner that's paid off by you know who, right? Allegedly, in my opinion. This is what happens in these small towns. Everyone knows everyone. Everyone is paid off by someone. This is not justice. It's disgusting. The claim also accused the medical examiner who conducted the initial autopsy for the GBI of a cover-up when she claimed in her report that there were she said there's no significant injuries. No, nada. No significant injuries, sorry. It's absurd. The claim also points out that the initial coroner to respond to the scene, to the high school, Bill Watson, had accused law enforcement of compromising the scene. The initial coroner accused law enforcement of compromising the scene by moving Johnson's body, making it difficult for him to conduct an accurate determination of how he died. Okay, so the coroner's report dated January 22nd, 2013 noted that the coroner's office was not notified about his death until 15:45 hours. The investigative climate was very poor to worse when I arrived on the scene. The body had been noticeably moved. The scene had been compromised, and there was no cooperation from law enforcement at the scene. This is insane. And they dismissed it again. They're dismissing these parents' accusations and claims when they have it in writing. They have legal documentation of such. They have legal documentation stating such, and they're dismissing the parents' lawsuits. This is not making sense. Authorities collaborated, colluded, and conspired to cover up the murder. Local and state authorities collaborated, colluded, and conspired to cover up the murder of Kendrick Johnson, claiming the teen caused his own death. He caused his own death. He caused his own death when he reached down inside a gym mat, standing 6 feet tall, to retrieve his shoe. The gym mat was standing 6 feet tall. He climbed up to the gym mat to crawl inside to get a pair of shoes. So what they're saying is that he fell inside the mat from crawling belly position with such force that his body disappeared inside the mat without anyone else taking notice, got stuck and suffocated by accident. So explain the pool of blood. Can you explain the pool of blood or no? Or no, he was just an unconscious person, like Idaho 4, just an unconscious person, no blood, no nothing, right? The latest lawsuit accuses the judges of the deprivation of rights, conspiracy to interfere with rights, and fraud on the court, depriving and interfering with rights. Man, I need these parents to win. I really need these parents to win this lawsuit. You guys, this is insane. I'm going to show you a video. Let's go back. Okay. Because it's physically impossible. It's physically impossible. Bear with me here. Watch later. I need you guys to see this because this is crazy. We're going back to that video. Because there's no way in hell this kid. Where are we?
Now, for months, the family of Kendrick Johnson waited for the surveillance tapes that they hoped would explain why their son was found dead inside of a gym mat at his high school. But now experts are saying that the hundreds of hours of tape released to the family look suspicious and that they're leading to more questions than answers. An exclusive interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper, forensics expert Grant Frederick said that there were major problems with the surveillance tapes that the school provided to investigators.
Those files are not original files. They're not something that an investigator should rely on for the truth.
We saw this already. Okay, here we go.
On January 11, 2013, at 10:31 a.m., slid partially out as it was lowered. Coroner Bill Watson made a statement of seeing his body once it came down. They described the smell of decomposition. That was the condition of the scene, according to the eyewitnesses who were there at discovery. But hours later, another key official would arrive, Lowndes County Coroner Bill Watson. In his recorded interview with the FBI, Coroner Bill Watson made a statement that would introduce a critical discrepancy. He stated that when he walked into the gym and approached Kendrick Johnson's body, he observed Kendrick completely inside a rolled-up mat that was standing upright, not lying on the floor, standing upright. He described how deputies then leaned the mat back and Kendrick's body slid partially out as it was lowered. Coroner Bill Watson would repeat this again. He told FBI investigators that when he reviewed scene photographs, he remembered the mat containing Kendrick's body being upright, even though the photographs showed the mat lying on the floor. He specifically stated that the position shown in the photographs was not how he remembered seeing it. Coroner Bill Watson arrived at approximately 5:00 p.m. that evening,
What?
nearly 6.5 hours after Kendrick's body had
Wow.
first been discovered. This situation raises unavoidable.
I mean, this is how a state. This is how this is corruption at its finest. Prolonging that autopsy, just like the Idaho 4. Pull up any case that involves corruption, you will see the same. Prolonging that autopsy, prolonging the time of death. The longer the body decomposes, the less likely you're able to pick up evidence.
Questions. If eyewitnesses said the mat was pulled down at 10:31 a.m., why did Coroner Bill Watson remember the mat standing upright at 5:00 p.m.? Who stood the mat back up? Who moved Kendrick Johnson's body? And the question remains, why? Coroner Bill Watson's own words, documented in the FBI file, confirm what he remembered seeing: an upright mat, a body inside, hours after discovery. And yet another critical question remains. Why were there still students and bystanders present inside that gym that evening? Why wasn't the...
We know why. Well, we know why. Because, again, same corruption. I mean, it's the same evil. It's the same evil. It's the same. We had the case of Idaho 4. You have law enforcement, you have witnesses trampling all over the goddamn crime scene. All over the crime scene. Shout out to Auntie Leah. This is a good video.
Area fully
Check out her
secured.
stuff.
Why was access still possible? In any death investigation, the preservation of a scene is critical because once a scene is altered, the truth can be altered with it.
I mean, no transparency anywhere. It's all the same. It's all the same evil.
Understand that these are not rumors. These are the documented observations of the coroner himself, and they remain part of the
Rest in peace to Kendrick, man. His family is still fighting for justice for their son, and we're here to spread awareness, share his story. So,
Franklin University,
yeah, we're here to spread his story, share awareness. So, there's something else I want to show you guys. I'm looking for that video. Okay, give me one moment. Someone was clever enough. Valdesto. Okay. Are we ready for this? I think I'm ready for this. God, like I think like I'm totally obsessed with Sloan lately because god damn. Here we go. I really need to listen to this. You guys, Sloan, shout out to Sloan Bella. She's a medium. She's amazing. She's amazing.
He had a Venus, Mars, and Pluto in Scorpio. Venus connection, woman connection in your life. Right off the bat, I can see it. And he had Neptune square the sun. So he did not see other people's motivations from a street sense. He saw them from a spiritual sense, and that's different. That's not the reality of what's in front of us on earth. So Kendrick energy was very strong. He's very funny and he's very family oriented. And by funny, I mean the first thing he brings up is his sister, and that he's still keeping that secret. And I got the impression, like, I'm like, what did she do? And I got the impression that she was dating somebody. And he was like, yeah, she's going to get in trouble if my family finds out she's dating that person. So he kept that secret. I'm sure it doesn't matter now because it's been years. So he basically kind of gave me the vibration of the way that he was as a young man. And none of this is what it seems. Now, I do know that there's a family that has two brothers that were also students at the same high school. And I do know that they were accused of it. It was brought into the court, the judge threw it out. Everybody just got rid of it. And
I'm going to show you guys that interview. The Bell brothers. I got it. So, yeah, apparently, they knew each other. He was one of the brothers was a football star, and yeah, I'll show you guys that interview after this. I just want to hear, I'm not going to play the whole thing, obviously. I just want to hear a little bit about what she has to say.
Now stands closed again, if I'm correct. Okay, so it stands closed again. Now, the cause of death and what they ruled the death as, and this was so true. I was looking at one of the reports where it says that the death was positional asphyxiation, which, like that's like if a toddler falls between a couch chair and they don't have the strength to lift their head up and they suffocate, right? Toddler. That would be the operative word. A 17-year-old young man who is almost, fully grown is not going to climb up on a thing without, number one, if he's putting in himself head first, he's got to be up somewhere to get into the mat to get his shoe out, as they try to say.
Correct.
And why is the mat not rolling over and him hitting the floor? Okay,
like,
so
his body would be
heavy
heavy enough.
On the chair without the thing wobbling.
Absolutely, his body would be heavy enough for the freaking mats. Do you see how that's not even a thick mat? It's a thin mat. His body would have been heavy enough for the mat to fall back down to the ground as soon as he climbs up. So this is all bullshit. Thank you, Sloan, for realizing that. I mean, it doesn't like it's fucking. Someone said the law of common sense. Lana said that on her live. The law of common sense, you guys. What happened to common sense now?
But of course, this mat just stood there and swallowed him up, and that's how he passed away. That's what they want you to believe. Not saying it couldn't happen. I would assume there would have to be drugs and alcohol involved in that kind of a decision. I would also have to assume that they would have been in the school gymnasium when no other students were around and no teachers were around. Being a little bit sarcastic here because it's really...
Yeah.
You're one sentence away from launching your website with Base 44. Since the beginning of the internet, there's never been such a
dumb scenario.
Exactly. Like, honestly, I am sick of having to be sarcastic. I'm sick of having to be sarcastic here because, I mean, is this ridiculous or is this ridiculous?
To try to push out there. That's what I'm hearing. That's what he's making me feel like. Like, that's the stupidest thing. His parents are dead on right to keep pushing it and to keep looking for the correct answer. Period. Whether the other parents like it or whether...
Period. Full stop. You go, parents. Keep going.
Anybody else likes it. His parents are doing the correct thing for him. And that's 100% accurate as far as he feels it, because that is not how he died. Now, I do know that there was...
I got the goosies already.
Some finding when they dug the body up and I'm surprised nobody cremated it to get rid of the evidence. What I'm hearing, okay, so the organs were missing. He had an exact and very strong answer for that. First of all, what was going on in this high school was a fight club. So kids were getting betted on.
Where have we heard this? Where have we heard this? Idaho 4, Fight Club, huh? God damn it.
Or there were bets against who could beat who or who could do what. And it may not have been like literally an underground fight club, but if someone had a beef, people would take bets. And there was a real feeling with the person, and there's 3 people actually that are responsible for his death, but one.
I got the fucking goosebumps just now because I showed you guys 3 surrounding him. There was 3 surrounding him in that footage. 3. 1, 2, and with red shirts on. 2 kids with red shirts on.
Who did the final blow. The reason the organs are missing, this is what he told me, is because somebody fucking hit him so hard in that area of the body that it would show the damage on the liver, and the damage on the liver would implement.
This is why I'm so pissed that, not pissed, I shouldn't say pissed, but Tamla Horsford was cremated, and I wish she was not cremated because I'm pretty sure that there was blunt force trauma in her organs.
Somebody. So I am not sure. Okay, let me word it this way. If I have a ring on and I hit somebody in the liver area, in the stomach area, and I hit him so hard, is the imprint of my ring on there? Is something about my physicality on that part of the body? And if so, does it go all the way through to the internal organ? Because we had to get rid of those organs because they were evidence in the opposite of what the coroner said. Shame on all those people there for putting something so ridiculous in writing, because this is what I agree with.
Shame. Fucking shame, man. No, I'm fucking tired of people being in power that have no interest for others. You take a fucking oath. When you're hired, you take an oath to your job, and these people don't care.
Due to my own experience with this, but the police department, the coroners, when they write something on a report and they write accidental death, you have to go through legal, absolute lawyers and this, that, and the other to get it changed, and you have to have a supplement added, and they might not do it. Then you have to get a lawyer to sue them to put the correct information. The reason it was done so quickly is they were covering up, period, end of conversation. He's shaking his head yes on that. The other thing is, and this is going to come out before I even finish the rest, it's coming right into my head right now, so here it comes. Okay, so the 3 other boys and 1 female. So there's 3. The female didn't touch them. I mean,
there's a young girl. If you guys don't know the backstory of it, alleged there was a young woman that Kendrick was dating or talking to, that the Bell brothers was also speaking to. Okay, so there's absolutely more to this story. You have no idea. His organs were replaced with newspapers. Thank you so much for joining Knowledge of Self 88. Yes, his organs were replaced with newspapers. The family found this out when they exhumed his body to complete an independent autopsy. That's when the family, were made aware of this. What she's saying would make sense. Technically not to sell his organs, which that happens. Organ trafficking is a thing. Obviously, you guys know that, but what she just said makes sense. That if there's bruising to an organ, a lung or something, that's evidence. That's why when this is why when someone passes away and there's a wrongful death or accidental death, I strongly urge the victims, do not cremate the body. Do not.
She may have, okay, she set him up to go with her because the three that were attacking him wanted to lure him in. And what better way to lure a young man in than to entice him, especially a double Venus ruled kid, with somebody that he finds attractive. So she helped set it up. I would almost say like a honeypot operation. That's way technical. I'm not saying that they were thinking it like that, but the guys over here are like, yeah, like this, and you go do this. And she wanted to be with them. So she actually obeyed and went and did that, and now is horrified. There will be one death of one of the three male people who did this to him. It hasn't happened yet. It will happen by their own hand. Nobody's going to do it to them. They will take their own life, and you will get your answer. That's actually what I'm hearing. So one of them will take their own life, and I think it's a person that did the final blow because they cannot take it. Okay, the whole investigation has been blocked because it's really weird. It literally is a Fight Club type of scenario. There was bullying, there was intimidation. There was, every time you do this, we're going to slap you 75 times worse and shut you down because how dare you put your kid in a position with our kid. So it kind of is, it's more territorial than technically racist. It's more territorial. Like, this is what we do and you're an outsider. Now, there does happen to be a differential in how he looks and how they look. That is true. But the audacity of Kendrick is what they're thinking, to come in and show everybody up with skill. So there was jealousy and envy directed.
I mean,
at him, and that's what this was about. But it was also a fight club. Now, there's drugs involved during this as well. I have said this because I've met so many young men in high school after raising two boys and meeting all their friends. Athletes shoot up steroids. If you're shooting up steroids, you're a drug addict. I know people don't like to hear that.
yeah.
And I set him up.
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it? Listen up.
Hello.
I mean, she acted like she was interested in him. She probably was interested in him, but they sent her there. And then that was enough for them to go off in their little heads. The whole.
So I'm going to do a part 2 because I really want to dig in deep and I want to share this other knowledge that I have of this case, where, you know, the knowledge of the Bell brothers and the girl that she wasn't involved, but she was part of the story per se. You know, there was jealousy involved.
Investigation has been blocked. The whole investigation. Secondly, I'm just going to say this: if you are a funeral home in Georgia and you think that it's fucking okay to take the body of somebody else's loved one and fill it with newspaper, then I hope that doesn't happen to your family, because every single family member you have, you deserve to run up on that yourself. What is that?
First of all, it's fucking Georgia. First of all, this happens on, actually, this happens with the Tamla Horsford case, you guys. Do you know that Tamla Horsford, they paid, let me see if I could Google it, funeral. Yo, I watched this interview and I feel so terrible for this family because in this interview, her husband says that when he walked into the funeral home, she had blackface. Like, we know that funeral homes, they use the bombing stuff, you know, but he said that they used it, she had a black face and they covered up all of her bruising in Georgia. What's wrong? What's in the water out there? What the fuck is in the water in Georgia?
About there should be some legislation. How it's not even a matter of disrespect. And they blame the funeral home. But here's the thing: the body arrived without the organs there. The body arrived without the organs there. Okay. So to all the mothers out there that end up in the mortuary looking for their kid, look at your kid's body. It's uncomfortable. It's unpleasant. It's horrific. But check everything because you have a right to know that. That's your
Absolutely. Absolutely. What the hell?
And don't listen to them and don't. Meanwhile, keep in mind, you are shooting up. If you are, shove it in their pocket and walk off. The reason that there is no evidence towards this is because everybody is protecting the honor of that because he's already dead. That's what I hear. He's already dead. So we don't want to bring other people down. But I'll tell you something about that. Sometimes you think you get away with something and you get off scot-free in the moment over here. And then years later, decades later, 4 or 5 decades later, it can overwhelm you and you can, boom, take your own life. And that's what I see happening.
Well.
How about we say somebody rolled him up in the gym mat after the fact? And I believe, and this happens so much, I want to say he passed away the day before and then was transported there. I don't even feel like that's where he died. I get that he died underneath, I would almost say underneath the bleachers, but underneath, we're hidden from view like an awning underneath. So underneath the bleachers is what I want to say. This is where that kid died. He didn't die in a mat because he suffocated stupidly because he fell in head first because he's an idiot. Okay, I just can't.
Yeah, me either.
Seeing that.
Thank you.
So there was.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys go check out Sloan. She's amazing. Yes. I have one more.
A lawsuit, a $10 billion lawsuit against federal judges. So if you don't know about the story, I'm going to get into the story. I'm going to get into the background of it. So first, let me tell you, the parents of Kendrick Johnson, they filed a $10 billion lawsuit against federal officials. They claim the court system is protecting those responsible for their son's death. So Kenneth and Jacqueline Johnson allege that federal judges and the Northern District of Georgia joined an ongoing conspiracy to cover up the 2013 premeditated murder of the Valdesto teenager. The lawsuit was filed on March 3rd, and it names the Chief Judge Lee Martin May and some other leaders. The Johnsons claim these judges acted with a, quote, clear absence of jurisdiction to assist local and state authorities, including the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office and GBI, in a, quote, racketeering influence corruption organization, or RICO, aimed at hiding the truth about their son's death. I've read about this story for over the years and followed it. This family has been seeking answers in their son's death for more than 10 years. Their complaint specifically points to materially false, fraudulent, and felonious orders entered by the judges to dismiss previous cases without due process.
Wow.
So here's the backstory of Kendrick Johnson. So he was found dead inside a rolled up gym mat at Lowndes County High School in January of 2013, while local and state authorities ruled the death an accidental positional asphyxia. The Johnsons have long maintained their son was murdered. The new complaint highlights evidence from an FBI case file indicating an investigator told a coroner, quote, that an autopsy was not needed because the death was an accident before a full investigation was completed. The family also points to crime scene photos they say show severe non-accidental blunt force trauma and a skull fracture. The other side, here's what they're saying. In previous proceedings, the GBI and other state defendants have filed motions to dismiss the Johnsons' claims, often citing 11th Amendment state sovereign immunity. The Johnsons argue these defenses are without legal merit and constitute abusive litigation, especially since a previous dismissal was reversed by the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in February of 2025. So the Johnsons have requested a jury trial for all questions of fact raised in the complaint. The case is now pending in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, which is the same court named as a defendant in the action. Again, this family here, the Johnsons, Kenneth and Jacqueline Johnson, have
Okay, what's your name?
Sean Pollock.
Sean Pollock. Where do you wrestle?
Okay. All right, so this is not eight. Okay. So someone actually did the mat test. I'm going to share that. Okay, so let's read this. First and foremost, this video is not intended to offend or hurt the family and loved ones of Kendrick Johnson. It does not prove what really happened on the tragic day of a 17-year-old's death. This video was made to help demonstrate whether it is plausible that one could be stuck in a vertically stored wrestling match.
Okay, what's your name?
Sean Pollock.
Sean Pollock. Where do you wrestle?
Cal State Bakersfield.
Cal State Bakersfield. We're gonna do a test. I believe his name was Kendrick. Forgetting his name. Kendrick Johnson, the KJ. He just passed away. He died in, I think, Georgia, Valdesto, Georgia, and he was inside of a mat. A lot of people don't believe it. This is a very short mat. He was in an 8-foot mat, and he reached inside. We're gonna tip him up to demonstrate, and we want to show you guys how it's very difficult to get out of it.
Like 6
And
foot.
this he's 6 feet tall, and if he was vertical in a mat, this is what would happen. Go ahead and let's tip him up. Felicia, can you help?
Should I get out first?
Yeah, but you got to show us him climbing into it. Like, you got to show us him climbing into it.
So we're showing you right now. Go ahead and yell. Yell for help. Yell for help. Can you hear me?
Yell again.
See how nobody would hear that? You say it loud.
I hear it.
Nobody can hear him.
I hear it.
Try to get out. Try to get out. Try to knock it down. Try to knock it down. See, he can't. Now let's tip him over. Let's get him out. Crazy, huh?
Unfortunately, this is not, I'm not trying to be biased, but this is not how it happened. So if you're going to demonstrate something, I guess you have to demonstrate it the way it really happened. He climbed into the mat. This is showing the kid already rolled up in the mat. How does that make sense? No, we're gonna go to another one. Let's see.
The official story said accident, but the evidence said something else. His organs were missing. Surveillance footage was altered. And 10 years later, we're still asking, what really happened to Kendrick Johnson? Friday morning, January 11th, 2013. And if
Well, we already know
they were
the
told
story.
they were publicly declared, they were called irrational.
Okay, we already know the story. I'm just like, I thought someone. I mean, several
Ever
people
wonder how much it
tried,
actually
right?
costs to help protect your family with life insurance? It may not be as much as you think.
Here,
All right,
let's
so this
try this.
next thing is we're going to have you guys try to roll Kate up in it because the hole you guys crawled through was 14 inches. So we want to see if we can make that happen if you guys are trying to roll her up. So we want to see if you could make it that small with somebody in it. She's just going to act like dead weight, legitimately. So Kate is one of my newest crew members on this series. You guys might have seen her in previous episodes. We wanted to use her for this next experiment because she has a really tiny frame, actually a much smaller frame than KJ. Why I think that's beneficial is if we can roll the mat up that tightly with Kate in it, then we know that it might.
Are these people missing a screw? You're not supposed to roll them up. Again, KJ, according to their story, KJ climbed on the 6-foot mat. Also, it's a 6-foot mat. And he climbed and fell in head first. So I don't understand what these people are doing. You're not you're not demonstrating anything. If you're rolling the person in it, you're not demonstrating anything. Here, let's see this one. This is like
the body of a high school boy was discovered inside a rolled up gym mat. Now, authorities initially ruled his death as accidental, suggesting that he fell into the mat.
I mean, look.
Head first while reaching for a shoe and
the law of common sense. You really think that Kendrick is going to fucking climb on the smaller mat to get, instead of lifting the mat, instead of just simply lifting the mat to get his sneakers?
Ruled his death as accidental, suggesting that he fell into the mat head first while reaching for a shoe and suffocated due to the position. But his family didn't believe this story and requested a second autopsy. This revealed
Yeah, because he like beat himself up in the jaw and everything as he was struggling to get out.
Blunt force trauma to the boy's neck, leading to suspicions of foul play. But despite numerous investigations, the case remains unresolved and many questions linger. The body of a high school boy was discovered inside leading to suspicions of foul play.
Yeah,
but despite
everyone's just going to walk
numerous
around in the gym. Because again, this happens when? Around 1 p.m., right? They're saying around 1 p.m. that footage is missing, that whole hour. So yeah, he's just stuck in this gym mat while everyone is, playing their basketball games and everything.
Investigations.
Like nothing.
The case remains unresolved and many questions linger. The body.
It's just like, you can't tell me that. Okay, here we go. So last thing here is I want to watch later. We are going to take a look at the interview of the Bell brothers, who were allegedly accused or accused of I don't know. I don't want to like incriminate anyone. So let's play this. All right, so here's his interview.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Now, a Channel 2 Action News investigation into the mystery surrounding the death of a Valdesto teenager found in an upright gym mat at school. Two young men at the focus of the Kendrick Johnson controversy have declined to talk to investigators, a grand jury, and an on-camera interview until now. Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie live outside FBI headquarters in DeKalb County with these exclusive interviews. Mark.
And at last check, this case remained a focus of federal investigation. But we are outside the FBI's Atlanta field office because that is where we're told Agent Rick Bell was assigned, and both his sons are the subject.
Agent Rick Bell. Okay. Again, Agent Rick Bell. He's the father of the Bell brothers. And let's just listen.
Of target letters from a federal prosecutor. And now we hear from them at last. I'm going to ask my photographer to push in tight on your face. Okay. Our viewers can read your expression. Did you have anything?
Sloan said steroids. Look at this guy's neck. He's a football player. Sloan mentioned steroids. Look at this guy's neck. He's a football player.
To do with the death of Kendrick Johnson? No.
Look at the thickness of his neck, bro.
He's like one of my good friends.
Even at the time of his death?
Even at the time of his death.
You know, every word we broadcast of this is going to be scrutinized by the blogosphere, the Twitter sphere, and so on.
Yes, sir. It should be. And I want everybody to know the truth. And I mean, they can ridicule me and they can say whatever they want, but in the end, the truth will prevail. And everybody will find that me and my brother have been innocent and always will be innocent.
We've just heard what family attorneys acknowledge. Sheriff's deputies, the GBI, and a federal grand jury have not heard. Brothers Brian and Brandon Bell answering questions, no holds barred, about the mysterious death of Kendrick Johnson in 2013.
He was the laughter of our house. He was the joy of our house. And he gives us strength to keep fighting.
The Lowndes County Sheriff says after a thorough investigation, his office agrees with the state medical examiner that Johnson's death was an accident due to positional asphyxia.
Look how thin these mats are.
He wedged himself in a rolled-up gym mat, trying to reach a shoe, and could not get out. But Kendrick Johnson's mom takes issue with that.
You know what's funny? The shoes were found right on top of him. I mean, not funny, but if he was reaching to get his shoes, which were at the bottom of the mat, why were his shoes found literally on top of him? The shoes he was reaching down to get were found on top of him.
More convinced today than ever that KJ was the victim of foul play.
Yes.
And with some of what the Bells say.
No, they weren't friends.
And in a lawsuit, Johnson's parents allege a
She said no, they weren't friends.
Group including the Bell brothers, sons of an FBI agent, violently
Sons of an FBI agent. Well, that makes total sense.
assaulted their son, leading to his death.
None of the allegations that were made were without research.
But both Bells maintain they have rock-solid alibis. Did you see Kendrick Johnson?
No, sir, not at any point during that day.
Where were you?
I was in class. First block, second block, third block, and fourth block.
Close to the gym?
No.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
No.
He lied. Allegedly, there's footage of him walking right past Kendrick that day. There's footage of him walking right past Kendrick. Look at his face.
See Kendrick that day?
No.
Wow.
No.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
First block, second block, third block, and fourth block.
Close to the gym?
No.
Close to the gym. He looks to the right. No.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
No.
No, he looks down.
I did not.
The suit suggests the brother.
I did not.
What? That sounds like a lie to me.
I did not.
The suit suggests
I'm sorry. I'm like a human lie detector. If you didn't know, I'm a human lie detector test. And I did not.
Did not.
The suit suggests the brothers sought.
No. Second block, third block, and fourth block.
Close to the gym?
No.
Did you see Kendrick that day?
No. I did not.
The suit suggests the brothers sought revenge for a brief fight between Brian and Kendrick on a team bus.
A year before, I mean,
What was
we're
that
still
about,
friends.
anyway?
So I can't even remember. I mean, it was so small to us. Like it was ridiculous.
Your brother had a football scholarship offered to FSU.
Yes, sir, he did.
They pulled it back
on signing day.
So how low did you get? To the lowest you can go.
Letters from the Macon U.S. Attorney's Office suggest both Bells are targets of grand jury investigation. The letters suggest possible civil rights violations.
My objective is to only get justice for my son.
Have you prayed for the Johnsons?
Yes, sir. I have. I hope that they found justice, and I hope that they do find out the truth about their son.
I pray for the truth to come out about what happened to my son.
Now, there's lots more. These interviews were extensive. No lawyers present, no parents present. We
where are these interviews? I only saw piece.
plan to have a lot of all new excerpts coming up on Channel 2 Action News at 6, including both Bell brothers talking about federal search warrants executed at their residences in recent weeks and what searchers may have been after. For now, I'm live outside FBI Atlanta headquarters in DeKalb County. Mark Winnick.
We're going to look for those interviews. There's definitely absolutely more to this story.
More now of our exclusive investigation into the death of Kendrick Johnson, specifically what school surveillance video can tell us about how he died and what's missing from it. Again, here's Victor Blackwell.
CNN has hired Grant Fredericks and his team at Forensic Video.
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these.
Now, for months, the family of Kendrick Johnson waited for the surveillance tapes that they hoped would explain why their son was found dead inside of a gym mat at his high school. But now experts are saying that the hundreds of hours of tape released to the family look suspicious and that they're leading to more questions than answers. An exclusive interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper, forensics expert Grant Fredericks said that there were major problems with the surveillance tapes that the school provided to investigators.
Those files are not original files. They're not something that an investigator should rely on for the truth of the video. They've been altered in a number of ways, primarily in image quality.
You gain weight. The minute you stop the drug, that goes away and your natural form comes back. But you don't act rationally. The more steroids you take, the more weird you get. The more steroids you take, the more cocaine you do. And that's what I'm seeing. Okay. And I don't care how old they were. I don't care that they're in high school. I'm actually seeing that. So there was irrational thinking around him, meaning they targeted him and it was kind of irrational. Something happened to the liver area, stomach, liver area. I'm pointing to my right side, left side, but liver area, okay? Something happened to that area of the body.
You guys, let me go to, here's what I'm going to do. Let's see if we can find the actual footage. Okay, baby, you're hungry? Oh. There's some here. I'm going to try and look for the footage here. Let's see. Dag, I've been on live for over an hour. Okay, this is good. This is a good one.
In this video released for the first
Just, I have one here, Just.
we were able to follow 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson on his final walk through the halls of Lowdnes High School. In this video released for the first time by the
Oh, this is super low.
we were able to follow 17-year-old Kendrick
But check this out, you guys. Let's see.
Kendrick's path takes him through for the first. In this video released
I'll put the captions on because it's super low.
the first time by the Valdesto Daily Times, we were able to follow
Look how tall he looks.
17-year-old Kendrick
See him?
Johnson on his final walk through the halls of Lowdnes High School. Kendrick's path takes him through C wing of the building, following his third block class, which was dismissed at 1:25.
Okay. See him there?
We see the smiling 17-year-old.
Look, he's smiling. Let's slow it down, okay? Just a bit.
Make the turn and continue past the guide.
Slow it down a little bit more.
It's administration offices.
See him? Okay.
Unlike earlier video, this video
There he goes, okay?
contains
Okay.
a timestamp from the surveillance system servers, and we can witness Kendrick enter the hallway to the gymnasium at 1:27. This time is like
You see the shoes he's wearing, right? It's like white with red or orange on them.
this time is likely accurate as it coincides with the number of students in the hallways as they would be changing classes at 1:25. Kendrick continues unimpeded down the hallway, passing other students.
This is where this part is a little suspicious here. It's like they were waiting for him here.
Other students and
You see? Watch this.
entering the gym at around
You see?
one 28. Note the timestamp from the still image displays a time of 12:59. Different time syncs between surveillance servers means the hallway camera was behind by 29 minutes. Cameras mounted inside the mounted in
Red polo, black khakis, right? Red polo, khakis, black book bag. Watch. You don't see him.
cameras
Watch.
mounted inside the
That's not him. That's not the other guy.
gym, which captured images of Kendrick after he passed.
How do we know that there's...
Or on a third server, whose timestamp is 10 minutes ahead of the cameras in the hallway leading to the gym.
Oh, there's 10 minutes missing. There is 10 minutes missing, you guys. Let's go back.
The cameras in the hallway leading to the gym. Kendrick gym, whose timestamp is server.
Watch. No, check. Let's check the time here.
Inside the gym, which captured images of Kendrick after he passed through the doors are on a third server, whose timestamp is 10 minutes ahead of the cameras in the hallway leading to the gym.
12:59, right? 12:59 as he's walking inside. So explain where those fucking, so from 12:59 to 1:09, explain those 10 minutes.
Disappear from the image after this frame as they are both now outside the limits of the motion detection system that activates the camera. The next frame shows several students passing by. A student wearing a bright green shirt is joined by a student wearing a blue shirt. These same students can be seen on the hall camera passing through the entrance of the gymnasium approximately 3 minutes after Kendrick. Accounting for the 1 frame per second capture rate of the cameras means that 3 minutes of surveillance footage translates into 18 seconds of real time. This suggests the time between the last frame of Kendrick and the next frame on the surveillance video is approximately the same 18 seconds. I'm Brandon Powers.
Thank you, Brandon, for this. Oh shit, what is he showing us? Okay, I've never seen this before. Let's look. There's no timestamp. That kid looks back at him. He looks at him. What? He went all around to get him? Why does he look like he's being targeted? He pushed him hard enough that his like braids kind of like went forward. Look. Watch his braids. This was the same day. Yeah, whoever this person is, he's just trying to show us via black light. Thank you. Kendrick Johnson surveillance. Does he have more? Oh, shout out to this channel. Oh, this is great. Shout out to Scooby-Doo. So that was the lunchroom. Let's see what else they got here. This is by Gray Hughes. Exactly. Exactly. This is suspicious. Look, like they were waiting for him. I don't know. This could have been a fight gone wrong, you know? But it's 100%, in my opinion, this is a cover up. And it's right, good on the family to keep fighting. That's good on the family. Let's see what else he. There's some words here. Kid in red stands still and watches Kendrick for a moment. Both boys follow Kendrick. We don't see them entering the gym. Problem. We don't see them entering the gym. Looks like Kendrick was marked and followed. Yeah, 100%. I mean, let's see what else we have here on this playlist. Okay. In a Tuesday morning news conference, the family said that they recently learned the school's wrestling team did not leave campus for a tournament. That the afternoon their son went missing, as previously
Rode
stated.
on a bus that transported the Lowndes County High School wrestling team to a tournament in Macon, Georgia on January 10th, 2013. You will remember on that day that we lost our son Kendrick. That morning was the last time we saw him alive. The next morning, fellow students would find his body rolled up in a gym mat. Although it was ruled an accident, it is our opinion that the authorities still have not reached any logical conclusions about what happened to our child. And so we continue to grieve our loss. But since then, we have learned something that perhaps has never been shared, and it involves your children. In red ink circles.
School surveillance video captures Kendrick Johnson at lunch for what would have been his last meal on the day of his disappearance. Less than 24 hours later, his lifeless body would be found in a rolled-up gym mat, leaving lots of unanswered questions.
Oh shit. Brandon Bell, may I ask you, sir, where were you at 1:35 p.m. on January 10th? He responds, I was in Macon, Georgia, with the Lowndes wrestling team on January 9th, 10th, and 11th at state duels. The following day, when around noon.
And while more than 100 students cooperated with investigators, only 2, according to the case file, refused to talk to police. The 2 were former Lowdnes High School wrestler and now 18-year-old Brandon Bell and his younger brother, a classmate of KJ's. According to a 500-plus page case file, their father is FBI agent Rick Bell, who referred investigators to his son's attorney, and he advised them not to talk to police. Those interviews may have been relevant as students told investigators Johnson and the younger bellboy, both varsity football players, had a fight on a school bus on the way to a game the year before, suggesting a simmering feud. Still, police reached out to Agent Bell a second time about talking to his sons. His attorney
So it seems like there's bad blood because the mom even says no. The mom even says no, they were not friends, and she brought up the story that they had a fight in the school bus.
stated after consulting with the father of Brandon Bell and his brother, he had advised them not to make a statement, and therefore the pair would not be meeting with investigators. Meanwhile, a closer look at the attendance records of the younger bellboy on the day of KJ's disappearance shows he was not tardy or absent. As for the older brother, Brandon Bell, student records show that he and other wrestling team members were excused from 3rd and 4th block classes in order to attend a wrestling tournament 2 hours away.
So did you watch the interview we just watched? He said he was in class. He said, I was in class 1st, 2nd, 3rd block.
In Macon, Georgia.
So
while it's unclear when exactly the team left campus.
There he is. There they are. I knew there was video of this. Oh shit, okay. The team boarded the bus and left at 10 a.m.
The court-ordered release of surveillance video shows Brandon numerous times the day KJ went missing. Here, footage shows that after at least 2 class periods have elapsed, Bell is crisscrossing.
I don't know.
The hallway.
We don't know the time. We don't know the time.
The old gym, in the vicinity where Kendrick Johnson's body would be found the following
We don't know if that's the time. It looks dark.
morning. As far as the video here of KJ at lunch, we have confirmed that at least one wrestling team member who was going to that tournament is in the lunch line just ahead of KJ.
Okay. Thank you for this. All right, I'm going to come back with another update. I want to do a part 2, maybe 3 to this. I feel it's important to share his story. I feel that justice has not been served in this case, and it's about time. So we stand behind the parents and support them as they seek justice for Kendrick Johnson. Thank you so much for everyone that joined today, and see you guys next time. Peace out.